And some of this, and it's pretty much every piece, just about everyone, and Roy will tell you, has to be looked at, doesn't it, Roy? You don't want to leave anything behind because you're putting forth a lot of effort, so try to do the best you can. It's got some old crystals in it. A lot of times you just need to tap on it with a steel hammer. It's laced with so many cracks and fissures, and there's quartz pockets in it that the old steel hammer shakes it apart. And see how it's rusty, this rusty color. It's where water is soaked through for thousands of years down to this crystal. Down into that quartz crystal right there. So you can see the pretty color in here. There's orange and purple, but a lot of little crystal pockets, which pretty much even the Indians probably wouldn't have taken this piece home and used it. It's, what do we figure we're digging? If we dug 1,000 or 2,000 pounds, we're probably only going to take home 100 pounds or less even. So there's a lot of rock. It's just not a matter of digging it and throwing it in the bucket. There's way more waste. And you know, you can see the old debitage behind us that the ancient Indians left behind too. So they had to hit a lot of rock too for little or nothing. A lot of hard work. Now let's see, yeah, we'll see if we can't take this guy down here. He has a little mud on him. Yeah, probably about a 30 or 40 pounder right there. Well,
you might get 10 pounds out of it if you're lucky.
Yeah, if I'm lucky. Well, the biggest thing is I was taught years ago by Roy and Gary Hardy, is you want to hit the worst end, and this does show some promise, but I'm sure it's got some layers in it. That's why we use copper hammers, copper. So you start thumping on it. And of course it's got a lot of cracks, but there we go. Possibly something in that piece there. Crystal pockets. Now here's what I call them smoky crystal. I don't know if the camera can zoom in on that or not, but that's really got some different coloration. It's stained with mineral deposit. So we'll go over on this side. Common in Flint Ridge. If it didn't have crystal in it, it wouldn't be Flint Ridge. You just never know what's down inside. You try to read every angle. And yeah, you're trying to get the biggest piece out, but the stone's going to dictate all of that, of what is inside. I can see some cracks right in here. I'm thinking there might be half of this and half of that. It's good, but thing about the crystal pockets, it's almost like glue. It seems to hold it together, and it can make it really hard on a flint knapper to get that apart. We're going to try to hit right in here. There we go. Sometimes that's the best way right there, is to knock that off with a spall and hammer.
That good wind though helps when you get mud all over the rock.
There. So now you can see these quartz crystals in here. And there's a crack line, but that's heatable, and I'll probably take it home and heat it just to see for sure what I can get out of it. So it's one of those iffy ones. It's got so much pretty color, and if it doesn't turn out to be anything, well, I'm just going to turn it into a small, you know, piece of lapidary rock or some tumble rough. But it's the colors, it warrants so much to take it home. So I'll keep knocking on this guy. Crystal right in there too. It came in half, and there's why. Now, as hard as I hit that crystal bug or crystal pocket right there is why it was so hard to get apart. Like I said, it like holds it together like glue. And with Flint Ridge, a lot of times you will think you've got the best piece in the world, then all of a sudden you run into those crystal pockets. So from there you just got to tap them apart. There you can actually see the vein of crystal running in there. Probably a small point right in there. That's good. It's tough to read sometimes because of the crystal. And there's a bunch right there, so. It's cracked, there it went. And we're just getting deeper and deeper into the crystals. But there's a good piece of rock in there. Eliminate about that much of where my hand is. Probably gonna be something there. But like I said, you never know what's inside. So it becomes a shooting match sometimes. There we go. Now, crystal right here, but you don't see it on the outside. Now, if you look, these colors, reds and gold, about any color in Flint Ridge is usually associated to some type of crystal. So I don't know how deep that goes, but there probably be a small point, 3 or 4 inch point in that piece there. And same here, it's got big crystal pockets. But without them, we wouldn't have the pretty colors. So for napping, this is no good. It's got too much crystal lines. And that keeps the flakes from traveling. Pretty color though. Some of the prettiest in the world right here.